welcome everybody out to the samurai. Indeed, a little battle raps for you. Talk to a lot. So come on through. Big eyes looking like skies and binoculars. 2 nights live singing by the opera house, but not in it. Just by it, someone alongside it. A long silence. A strong, vibrant, meditative song of guidance designed to raise eyelids sublime and save the silence with warm regards and age kindness for today's climate. In the vein, the gang violence meets the gang's demise, and it bangs, rises like wings on a plane, plus a pilot who can fly into the eye. Hurricane, Irish stylish, same shoe in different sizes with evidences of the mileage and the growth. Top hats and coats, tuxedos and throats where the bow ties post. Folks look past the lower class blower of the notes and tell unspoke jokes as they approach what she'll never be inside. But she holds, really need, very beautifully, very rated. Little battle raps for you, little battle rap, really need, very beautifully, alliterated. What's up? Little battle raps for you. So come on through the unamplified, fantasized land of the soon-to-be fans of the samurai.
Hope you brought your wet. So here is Terrence.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting up.
So much hype surrounding this big. And we're underway in round 1. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That right uppercut misses. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
Nice counter. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That hook won't score. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round. How about Alvarez in that last round? That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Wow, you know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Can't slip. You're not making anything. Go back and win the round, right? It's only 3 shots. Just one. There's 1, 2 straight down the middle. You can't miss. Oh, that's a terrible round, that is. Come on, you let him back.
On to the second round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop.
Oh my God, Johnny! We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunches are the best.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Can't score with that jab. That counter shot lands. And that hook misses. The straight right just misses. Good counter punching. And he scores with the counter. See how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
To go to the judges' scorecards. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get sucked in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And that jab just missed with the left hand. That counter punch caught him clean. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
No rest for the weary. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. He is down big time. Time for the fifth round. After that last round, something has got to change.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
You'd like to see more jabs. Punch, counter punch. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both.
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. How did they not go down?
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Right out of the way of that right hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something. Let's start the sixth. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
That punch landed. How about that time counter shot? You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close.
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Oh, and there's no way they're getting up from that. It is a clean knockout. Wow, let's take another look at that.
That's lights out right there.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.
Who could forget when Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou? This is Canelo Alvarez. Sugar Ray Leonard.
This bout.
What a pleasure it is to be here in the... These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Which fighter will say no mas? Nice defense on that jab. When are we going to see a jab from these two? After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama, I can't believe we're actually in the midst of them fighting.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Couldn't land that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
As long as they don't get...
And there's the bell for round two. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Both men step back for just a moment. It's nothing but air on that left uppercut. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's a match made in heaven.
This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
If you want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the wall because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
Punch, counter punch. Fantastic punch. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put up.
Good round. I like that.
On to the third. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That counter punch caught him clean. Beautiful counter shot. That jab misses. Nice counter shot. The jab not finding its target. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punch. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
You're much better than that, Doc. Good work. That's it now.
Back at it in round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice exchange here from both men. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That uppercut can't get through. Off the charts. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by... And there's the bell for round 5. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. catch and shoot. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punching. That right uppercut misses. Can't land the jab there. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. The jab doesn't quite connect. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. In that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
I love that. That jab is slick. Just stay.
Here we go in the 6th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
That punch lands. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. This is a high-octane battle. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Perfect counter shot. Alvarez in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Needs enough.
There's the bell to start round 7. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter. There's a counter shot. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. A perfect counter lands. Back and forth they go. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now they're going to find out.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. In that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that. And they're back at it again here in round 8. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. Then you get in there, and you're letting the shots go. You've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history book.
And forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
No rest for the weary. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Body shot folded him like an old t-shirt.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Give me your ball.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. A pretty lopsided decision there, a unanimous one.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way. What...
questions. I'm the answer. I'm the whispers in your ear. When the lights start flashing for you, expectations loud and clear.
And box.
Then Ed and Bozzy, that's it, switch it up. Left up, look at his hand position.
Hi!
Okay, now you've led him back into the fight that round. I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Let's go.
Get busy, double up the jab.
Okay, let's reset, switch stance.
That's it, don't forget the body. Mix it up, body and head. Listen, you switched off. What you doing? I need you to get back out there. I need you to win this round. Get your mind back. Get your focus back. get that jab.
Let's do it.
That's good work. Good shot.
Time out.
Come on, do you want to win this fight? Switch on, switch on. You've been coasting this fight. Now you're going back into it. Now it's a tougher fight, and he's going to...
Box.
myself in line, thought I told you we don't play. The team